Hello. Do song, do tell the fortune biscuit in relation to the decimal of knowing how to rotten a tree. Rotten a tree. Who is Newton? Is he a name that started electricity back in the old days? A light bulb has a secret but the bulb has no secret of. But in that way, the bulb has no amount of. I don't know. He's just in the need of knowing how to review the Newton, whatever his name is. So in that way, back in the old days when he started electricity, how do we know that the compression is a dinton of table line by via in relation to Berlin? A biscuit is just a biscuit, cooking well, better on Jane and Osborne. So in that way, when we have the new oven by my mom at 616 Warrigal Road, so what kind of thing to do? Can't be bothered talking about it. It's just, when we know how to insult the actress, to perform how well we are to off-ground the neutron in relation to Newcastle ham maker. Is it? I don't know. It's just a brown. And it's just a brown in the country town of Newton. Don't know. It's a disalong in relation to what happened for the first time in the show. Huh? The shorty. How rude. Publicity call. So in that way, when we know how we convert the ordering system of the pencil to work out how he works out electricity back in the old days. The wiki mind Mulo no is an inform of knowing how to preclude the last resort in relation to seasons and Hologon of Hemi. And in that way, rubber duck is a bathing for, me. Why? Oh, I'm so over it. I'm 41 years old. So in that way, do we have any palangsan of Rosen any in relation to previewing the water chemistry? Anyway, professors, in relation to your toilet, does it stink? But anyway, rotting the manisi of Helele. So in this way, with the compass, I used to have it when I was living with my mom. So with this compass, the torsion of knowing how to trace the insight of knowing how to control the rotation of sa. That's what sa. Layer. Rot. Tree. So in this way, the compass is a different line in relation to the needle. So back in the old days, Russell Crowe, based upon that movie that I have, how do we circle a plate? So in that way, to circle a plate, what kind of things is the compass to circle on, etc., etc. But in me, there's a magic word for you. But anyway, in this outer case, the air level is a small form of Safunk 2, 3, 6, 5, 4 bell holder. In this way, it is the infraton of fresh air. But within fresh air, when we breathe, and in the umbilical cord, yes, which parallels the mother brain. So in that way, if she was still pregnant in relation to air, then when we come out, what kind of air do they not need to inhale, or whatever you call it, by one of those, normal thing. I can't pronounce it. Whatever it is, the bottle thing. So in that way, with the lungs of fresh air in the mother brain, what kind of things at home that she cleans for fresh air? Because there's still Giờ mẹ, con phụ nữa. Tại sao? Tại vì một bá xuống, thì là bá xuống đó, phải có chừng. Tại vì sao mấy ở chỗ đó nó bán mấy cái đồ đó gì vậy? Cindy có không? Mua cái đó cho ai vậy? Hả? Coi chừng. So, fresh air in relation to the Hempesandachtung of Bach. What else? But anyway, in relation to Plason of knowing how to show the form of air, is that when you common sense of vibe. In the common sense of vibe, xin lỗi mẹ, tại vì trước bác của mẹ là sao? Mai mốt với cô chứ. Sao cái màu này là cái gì vậy má? Con gì hả? Không biết. Mà hồi trước con... Không có nói nữa. Con nói chuyện chứ. Ratatouille. Lot. Francis omelette flats. Herpes. What are herpes? I don't want to know. Do you know what herpes is? Don't know. But anyway, based upon this air and based upon the umbilical cord when we just come out of mommies. Mommies. So in that way, mommies, is there any band-aid wrapping around the embryo? Or just when they get tied up? Oh. So in relation to my master for the, X-ray, whatever you call it, when we have an embryo, yes, and the umbilical cord, yes. So when the baby goes around like this, what if it's curled? They get hanged. They won't survive. That just becomes a jellyfish, dead. Oh, disgusting. But anyway, in that way, the oceanal of Polaris is this outer case of air level in relation to, yes, kanji. Next time. But in that, whatever. But in that time, when we work in the area of the installation by the ultrafra, the mark of the ultrafra is based upon the intuition of bat to save our solenoid. You serious? It's just a roof. What a poof. Ah! What's that mean? PR. Public relation? Oh! I see. Oh, the opposite. Figure it out, Professor. But anyway, the level of this installation based upon the bat to either when the house has just been built or already been done, how long would the bat last in relation to keeping our air fresh as well as installation of thermoton by our air? And in that way, by our air, is that when the windows are closed, when the windows are open, what kind of any kind of things that Joseph will product the lucky. Oh. And in so, a pencil is just a pencil, but based upon the yaw, what kind of pencil will be line wave in layers of V shape by La Sapa for fresh air. A picture is just a picture in relation to classifying the installation of bats and to measure how so, way so, in so, stars and if there's any kind of things to know in relation to processing the greed assassin, then when we have Pupiotto, move on, near, that's like my joke. For Joseph. So in that way, with this outer case of air level, in relation to our possession of knowing that in this environment, our beautiful air make us wealth, yes, as well as producing our new embryo, because our new embryo is that we never know. Here's a simple thing. It's already been done. We can't do anything. Yes. So in that way, when they're grown, they decide to have housewife, husbands, colleagues, etc., whatever. So in that time, sharing the accommodation is that, does that mean fair? So in so, if Joseph has a sheep, happiness. Then, is our toilet clean for safety? Bio? No, nothing, none of those. It's just black magic. And in that way, with Joseph, in relation to share accommodation, Honor Modsong of hotel, is that when we are available to clean our productivity, it is the bladder of our urine to go where? Because each state has a different hospitality in relation to supplement of Guan. And in Seoul, when we have the right roston on and time phase al, then the monkeyson of our money is selling, buying, cleaning, waging in secretary, accountant. So, Waterloo is my accountant. Guan Xing Pusa is my, no, Guan is my secretary, accountant by hospitality. So in hospitality of a review to support how well our rooms is by air conditioning, no. We all have different tastes in our lungs. And in that way, in our lungs, since we have different taste in our lungs, how well will we breathe well? Like, you know, government crutch. So in that way, when we sleep alone, sleep with, you know, whoever it is that you go with to hospitality and accommodation of, you know, hotel, no. Suitable act for Guan. No mercy, unless you have a secretary accountant. So in that way, based upon the yaw of fine-tuning the purpose of biceps, is that our muscle is beyond. What is our last time? Go to the temple and ask. Do a fortune stick, and I highly doubt it will land fun. So, do you guys know how to? Oh, I'm not going to say it. But anyway. Okay. Case study supplement of fortune. Sergeant, secretary, yes, and professor, Maimon, the V-shape of, you know. So within the government crunch, what kind of things will you be balancing into the C indexing and workload of indexing by? Yeah. So in that way, when we have a rotting soul of ew, Guan, is that a smart ass donkey? Oh. So anyway, based upon So Funk, I can't concentrate on that one as yet. Anyway, the envelope of the third amount of air wave is that when we have the oysters to blister the herpes and red. Oh, I'm so sick. So you know, that blue god in your tongue. Mm. Mm. The effort of putting. How much? Mm. Meh. Okay, Professor, in relation to collaboration, ah, do we, pray for prayers and make up BS, biscuit, or bullet shot, or bullet something, or boo something? Quite kind of, you know. Hmm. So in that way, Guan, being a secretary accountant in relation to hospitality, what kind of, you know, John Howard, why do we hold our pieces of? Really sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but you know. I'm over it. Anyway, A level, based upon Park interacting with my mayor, is just what I say. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just like my things just interact really bizarre. Bizarre. So, when we have a bizarre shop in relation to, any kind of dirty looks, do we have customers to buy the statue? Oh, yeah. What for? It's just like, interior design decoration by, don't know, I don't know. So, Professor, what is collaboration in relation to offering an account and sharing into, foreplay of tasty condoms and beautiful flowers of flush in accommodation? I don't get it. So in that way, based upon hospitality, it's just a crutch. But you're not allowed to do that because it's Jesus. But in Seoul, government working together as a collaboration that I help you, now I, no. So Guan, any yin sin. So in that way, when we collaborate with the crutch in relation to discipline, no. How can we aggregate Sa? What level is her name? Why? Master Wen Ruyi in relation to my master. What level is her for hospitality and the produce of Frong? And in that matter of time, when we have fresh air in relation to a monk, by my mum to eat, what kind of things will account in relation to professors to see if it works. Oh. So, when one of those sees how when it works based upon collaboration, do we actually, have a edible stomach by the intestine? Because my dad used to cook them for me, and I like it. Pig and till. That's what you call it. In the layer of intestines. Before, we end up in the toilet doing number 3. And then it lightened my stomach by Pakistan. So anyway, nothing more I can do for Guanxin Busa because I've already been done so. So in that way, based upon Guanxin Busa, what kind of... No, come on. I don't know who she is. I don't even know who she is, the one that my grandma gave me. With the black thing and the pink thing. Don't know what it is. So anyway, the intercade of the third amount of technology is the data of the pixel, because in that way of the pixel is that the Asia is the notion. So in this way, how will stealth fly past that air? Or if there is no air, how will they eject the seat for safety? Or if there is a biomedia that they cannot influence into Guanxin Busa, then how do we know how to make the stealth of? But into the stealth of, how can we convert into the element of Foreman? Because in this way, if we can income the Baksa in relation to our way and opening into Womonkashon, then the fifth realm is that this area will actually be divided into the Pakistan, and in that way the Pakistan is allocated by forming into the Pakistan to position ourselves into an uneven order of, if it happens. So in that way, based upon our intuition of Gadia to review the support SoPro, is that this air is wider like a sun, malanka like a tia. Oh. But anyway, within this designaton of the Le'I and the designan of the Le'Sufong, it is the constitution of this air. But based upon this air is an occasion of installation by our Seifa. No, not really. Like, everyone live in a different house, unit, flat, etc., etc. Huts, hunts, whatever, punts, whatever. So in that way, when we confront the safer bricks, then it lasts longer in relation to our exhibition of exhibition of bricklayers for truck drivers to indicate where our clay was made prior to our picnic to Gasana. And in that way, if we cannot review a Sapolo in relation to the British colony to find where our country air and sono averno is among of the ground, which is a scientific hermit. But in that way, the scientific hermit cannot commute. So how do they interact together? Kids will love it. Do they? I don't know what age. So ask Jesus and Mother Mary. But I don't know what age they like to watch documentary and stuff like that. But anyway, based on that time, once we have a good accommodation to live life long, then when we install the back in our own things and our own way, based upon our installation of, then when we are doing that, when we build the new one, how much would it cost in relation to our own affair? And in relation to our own affair, this air is a hollow of keeping things from, yes, blood donation. Yes, and in that way, with blood donation, based upon our own things that we are comprehension. No. That's all we can do for this country. Oh, bác. Má, bác là ai nhỉ? But in time. Oh, wait a minute. I got some for Hebrew. No, not yet. No. Does anyone love you to be with? Because I don't think you can get bigger than me. Yin Yang Tales. If a snuts goes in here, it comes out here, then what kind of counselor will cement the sin of 11th commandment later? But in that way, when we review the clientele in our own business to survive, to lay and to break the pull of Piggy Saver. So in Piggy Saver of what we have been through previously by Miss Pinky, then in that way, what kind of Hebrew installation will be exceed into this air for safety and producing of richer and poorer, but the movie. So in that way, when we alert that our baby has just been born, nothing we can do. They've just been born. When they've just been born, it's already been done. And in that way, whatever they are, whatever they become, it is the ultrasound of the white spider chases into human. And in that time, with this air, it is the falcon of knowing reality and the testosterone of Bilaton. So, Hello Kitty, Instrument of Information Data Technology, the review to support the Soho, as in a matter of time, once we work on how to follow the dictionary alakanang, we will reposition ourselves into the lekanang by a timer. Oh, I can't wear this. It broke. May I give it to Master Venruyi? Which one is a statue? Oh, it broke. Okay. But I'm sorry, I can't. Master Riri. So, I'll give her this one. Master Riri. Crystal, crystal. No. What else am I gonna say? Nothing. No, my altar's like pretty messy. I'm really sorry. And usually it's usually clean, and I always clean my altar and stuff like that. Just get fruit. But now it's like temple. Yes, temple with my sister, the green elephant. Yes, will be. Well, you know, every business drops in the DFRA and every business bump into the DFRA. So when it drops and bump into the DFRA based upon our installation of the Gadia, that the hospital of Inston and Olo is a follow about the DFRA in relation to our Selang Asina Autono by our own way to know how to safety remove things that we are not allowed to remove in relation to arranging our subplots in relation to apakachon, like that. So in that way, with Hevon, when the fortune sticks become one number, which one will you trust to know that you will win? I don't know. So I've been practicing that for so long at the temple that's been in Melbourne for 200 years, and I bought a statue, and I actually didn't know. I gave it away. I was too young back then. But anyway, based upon the fortune stick, so why should we go to temple like all the time and do it? Don't have to do. Isn't there like the temple in Thailand that people just go shake those things? But apparently my mum said only once a year, based upon the Chinese Christmas, no, Chinese New Year. So once a year we can go and do the fortune stick. But what happened last time at the temple in South Melbourne? I wasn't working or something, right? It's just strange things happen. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I want to say goodbye to her. Why? Because I think it's a prayer. Hmm. We win, we lose, we defra, we downfra, we updrop in size of Devlon by Biltong. So in that time, when we go to temple or church, will anything happen? I don't think so. It's already been done. It's already been made. So in reality of Savon, the shampoo is prism impression of. That's all I can say. Thank you everyone for collaboration, and I think I'll block all of you out. Thank you. Enjoy.